I live not far from the Bay of Fundy. The Bay of Fundy has the highest tides in the world, more than 30 feet. So twice a day, the water flows out of the bay and then it flows back in. So it's a long, slow, and deep movement. And in our Qigong practice, we want our breath to be much the same way. Your breath has a significant impact on your body, your health. Rapid, shallow breathing puts the body into a fight or flight state. So if you continue to breathe very short and very quick, you're going to introduce a lot of stress, and the body's going to get sick as a result. On the other end, if we're breathing slow and deep, we enter that rest and restore state. So this is when the body would be renovating, rebuilding, repairing any damage that's happened. So that's typically where we want to be. So let's talk about how to breathe. The first part is you're going to breathe through your nose. And we talked about the benefits of that already. So you close the lips and you breathe in. So it's like so. And then you exhale. So you breathe in through the nose, and it helps to humidify, warm up the air, and keep it nice and moist, which will keep the lungs healthy. Also, it filters out any particles, any pollen, any dust that might be in the air. So you're going to keep the lungs nice and clean as well. And the third thing it does is it generates nitric oxide. So when you breathe in through the nose, you breathe out through the nose, you get nitric oxide being generated in the nose itself, in the nasal passages. And this nitric oxide kills bacteria and viruses. So the more you breathe in through your nose, the more you breathe out through your nose, the healthier your lungs and your body is going to be. So first part, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose. Next, breathe deeply. So most of us breathe in the top part of our lungs. So we're up here and we're doing nice shallow breath. So we're just using this top 1/3 of the lungs. So what we're looking to do is breathe deeply. So you want to breathe here. You also want to breathe down into the bottom of the lungs, and then have the abdomen expand as well as we continue to fill the lungs and push that diaphragm down. Then finally, you want to breathe slowly. Well, one of the reasons to breathe slowly is it takes a while to fill the lungs up. But also, when you breathe slowly, you keep that body in the rest and restore state. So you breathe in, and then you breathe out. And in our Qigong practice, we strive to breathe in and out for a count of 4 seconds. So you breathe in, and you breathe out. In through the nose, that deep breath, filling the lungs, expanding the abdomen, and breathing in and out for a count of 4. So just like the Bay of Fundy, breathing in for 4, breathing out for 4. Well, the Bay of Fundy takes longer than that. It takes like 11, 12, 13 hours. So we're not trying to breathe that slowly. But it's the same idea. Breathe deep, breathe slow. So, a little bit more on why we want to breathe deep and why we want to breathe slow. It puts the body into that rest and restore state, as we talked about earlier. It also improves blood flow because the veins have opened up, and now the blood is able to get out into all of the extremities, to all of the organs, and we're no longer worried about damage to the body. So now we can get more qi, more blood flowing out to the extremities and out to the organs. It also reduces stress. So when we're breathing slowly, we're in that rest and restore state. We had the renovation and the rebuilding hormones in the body, and the other hormones, the fight and flight ones, have been dissipated. They're gone from the body. Also, when we breathe in deep and we breathe out, we're getting rid of 80% of the waste generated in our body is carried by the blood to the lungs and goes out. So when you exhale through the nose, you're getting rid of 80% of the waste generated by the body. Now, there's a couple problems with breathing as well. You can breathe too deeply. So some people go, well, if breathing deep for 4 seconds is such a good thing, maybe I should breathe even further and feel like, I'm going to burst a balloon. I've filled my lungs absolutely as much as I possibly can. Well, it's not a good thing. Breathing too deeply generates stress in the body. The muscles are stretched out as far as they can go, and we're putting tension into the body. And studies have found that when you breathe to that absolute maximum, you're getting less benefit from the breath than if you only breathe to about 70 or 80%. So breathe in for a comfortable amount, and you'll get more benefit from the body itself. Now the other thing is, well, breathing through the mouth. So I've been, working hard, and I feel the need to really, and generally breathing through the mouth also means that I'm breathing rapidly. But so what happens if I'm breathing through the mouth, even if I'm breathing slowly, is now the air is not being filtered. It's not being warmed. It's not being humidified. There's no nitric oxide being generated. So I'm bringing in the pollens, the dirt, the dust into the lungs. I'm not taking care of, I'm not warming the air up either. And I'm doing very little, none in fact, to help purify the air. So a lot of reasons why to avoid breathing through the mouth. And then we're into that breathing rapidly. And we talked about this way back at the beginning as well. So breathing rapidly puts the body in that fight or flight state. And we're into that restricted blood flow, organ function shutting down or diminishing while we're in that stressful situation that the breath is bringing on. So once again, you want to breathe deep, you want to breathe slow. So in summary, be like the tide. Breathe deep, breathe slow, and breathe through the nose. Although the tide doesn't move through our nose at all, but the more we breathe in and out through the nose, the better our body will be. So that's it for today.